All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over. We're back on the Art of Dialogue channel, which I'll leave in the description for you guys to check out more. Diddy put a hit on me. The district attorney's office relocated me from Brooklyn because of Diddy hit. I forget how to pronounce her name, but this is the lady with that whole club incident when she was shot or whatever. The whole like Diddy had the gun, gave it to J Lo, and I think that Shine was the one that took, you know, did the time for it. So again, appreciate all the love and support with you guys coming over. Shout out to all the good humans. When these people speak, man, again, Jaguar, Cassie, people don't be believing them. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty crazy when people be, coming up with these stories and people think that they're lies. It's like, how do they know all this stuff? All right, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Right. And I gotta ask you, tell me if I'm wrong or not. If I'm not mistaken, after you was shot, he put money on your head, right?
That's how I ended up. I'm a Brooklyn girl. I was born in Brooklyn. I was raised in Brooklyn. My family's from the Caribbean. Between, whether it was times that we spent in the Caribbean or my life in Brooklyn, I'd considered myself a New York girl. I had no intentions of leaving. And probably had this happened, I probably would have never left. But when the district attorney's office gets information from one of their confidential informant sources saying that there's a bag on my head, and I'm calling the district attorney's office, and I'm calling everybody because I look out my window where I was living in Canarsie, Brooklyn, and there's 4 stretched blacked out SUVs on. I lived on the corner. There's one on that corner, one in front of my house, one on the next corner. Why? Why? That's never happened to me before. I've
Man,
never seen that. I live in a typical Afro-Caribbean community in Canarsie, Brooklyn, that I had never seen that. But now I look out the window after I got shot by Puffy, and all of these SUVs blacked out on the corners and on.
there's like, she's still alive. Can you imagine? I feel like anybody, because you know how like if you're just driving down the street and if you see like those black SUVs, like 3 of them, 4 of them in a row, you be like, oh, somebody important's in there. That's the first thing that's gonna come to your mind. So if you see these things like placed in corners, you look out the window or something, there's no way you're gonna be like, I mean, that's not gonna trip you out at all.
The blocks of my house. Why? Why? When the district attorney's office notifies me and my mother that they got and my attorney confidential information from an informant saying that there's a bag on my head, and there was also a bag on Scar's head, what should I do? Sit there and wait for them to come get me?
Man.
Or submit to the will of people who have my best interests and want to move me and my family to preserve my safety? I'm a Brooklyn girl. I had no reason to move out of Brooklyn. I loved Brooklyn. If you look over the sum total of my existence, had I not gotten shot by Puffy, I'd probably still live in Brooklyn, unless I, in my later age, decided, okay, well, let me move. But for all intents and purposes, that is the impetus that caused me to move. I was a business owner. I had businesses. Why would I pick up and just leave everything I knew? But for the fact that my life depended on it. Because guess what? Scar was on the run after a while because he learned that they had a bag on his head. He eventually got arrested for something. Not too long after he got out of jail, they took him out. He is dead. Not that long after he got out of jail.
Sheesh.
And I don't know that the bag was ever taken off. I know that most people that he comes against and there's some negativity, they end up dead. I'm going to keep doing what I know. I'm here 24 years later. I'm grateful to God. I'm halfway through the year. December 27th will make 25 solid years that I survived that. By the grace of God, I continue to be eternally grateful. But I'm not going to sit here and allow anyone to make me feel discomforted or throw me off and say, "Oh, you fine, girl. They ain't thinking about you." I
Nah.
even had some girlfriends who right now I don't really talk to them because when this came back out, when this whole Little Rod lawsuit came back out and the podcast were reading through all the steps of the lawsuit, well, when the Cassie thing came out and it elevated everything and people were attacking her, "Oh, she's lying. Oh, she's this." And he was, "Enough is enough.
Yeah.
I vehemently denied the charges." Yet, and then the video came out with him kicking this child, kicking somebody's child in her face like she was trash. Where's your enough is enough statement?
Yeah.
And people still defended him. "Oh, she want a bad."
That's what I'm saying. I feel like, especially like on social media, a lot of these people may work for him. You know, because there's no way to defend that. No way. But then you do have your trolls at the same time. You know, people just like to get in the comment section sometimes and stir the pot. But people keep I just don't know why people. I mean, there are some cases where people do lie. I get that. But there's always some type of agenda. A lot of these people, they don't have no reason to lie. You know, they don't. What does it benefit them?
Face like she was trash. Where's your enough is enough statement? And people still defended him. "Oh, she want a bag. Oh, she's a gold digger. Oh, she a thought. She lying. She want money for her new husband." And then a video comes out where you know how crazy you got to be to run down a hall in a towel
Yeah.
that was held together by the blood of God, by the blood of Jesus. That towel was held together to run down so cavalierly down the hall in a towel and punch and beat somebody and drag them like that, throw vases, sit in a chair with your legs open so your nether regions can hang and throw vases at this woman in a hallway. Do you know who you gotta be? Baby, that's not even hell. That's the pits of hell underneath hell. That's that space underneath hell. But before that video came out, "Oh, they trying to take a good black man down." That's what they accused me of 24 years ago.
I hate when they do that. It ain't got nothing to do with color. Evil is evil. You know, wrong is wrong. But when you saw because it was people I knew that was defending Diddy. Same way as people I know who was defending R. Kelly. Look, man, I don't know. It's like you don't wish no ill will on nobody, but it takes for it to happen to someone that they love for them to really grasp how crazy this is. To really for them to understand, it would have to happen to someone they love.
Somebody listened to me 24 years ago and understood my clear and concise statements that said, "This man shot me in my face." Had they listened, had they taken heed, and they knew I wasn't lying, everybody knew I was not lying. But because he had power, prestige, fame, money, and access to the people that have even more power than him, they let him walk.
Yeah.
Because their agenda had to be carried out by him. So they let him walk. But guess what? If somebody listened to me, perhaps Cassie would have never had to endure, and all those other people that died under alleged suspicious causes at his hand would not have had to endure if he was held into account for what he did to me 24 years ago.
He's spitting facts.
Look how many other people had to suffer. This is what pisses me off.
Spitting facts.
Everybody accused me of trying to take down, and I'm talking physically in the street, cursed me out, screamed me down, because there was a cover story of on the Daily News that was done of me, and people could see my bandaged face and recognize me. Saw me in the street. I was out with my mother when she was running an errand, cursed me out, called me everything but a child of God. "You're trying to take a good black man down. You're trying to destroy hip hop." Why would I destroy hip hop? I'm a child of hip hop. I took my $3.23 and walked to Straker's record store on Utica Avenue in Crown Heights, Brooklyn in August of 1979. And I bought King Tim III by the Fatback Band first. And a week later, I bought Rapper's Delight. I got such an early copy. It wasn't that sky blue copy that had that kaleidoscope keyboard panel on it. I had a white jacket. That's how early I got my record. I am hip hop. I could quote hip hop quotables with the best of them. In fact, everything in my life is a hip hop quotable. So how dare you accuse me of trying to take down hip hop or trying to take down a good black man? Show me a good black man that I was trying to take down, because it ain't him. There's a whole list of people with crimes and moral turpitude against him. Me? Trying to take down a good black man? No, I was trying to save society.
Hey.
I was trying to save society from a nefarious actor, from a character, from Kaiser Sose. But y'all ain't want to hear me then. It took Cassie to come out and say this man would make her carry his gun in her pocketbook to control her and to make her feel afraid. In her lawsuit, Little Rod's lawsuit, he tried to bully Little Rod, allegedly, according to the details in the lawsuit. He tried to bully him and he said, I shot that lady in the club. That's what made me make the TikTok. I was minding my business. I was watching YouTube, minding my business, waiting to go pick my daughter up from work. And then I'm watching some podcaster and it was half watching me, and I hear them going through the counts of the lawsuit, and they get to a count and it says Puffy admitted he shot the lady in the face. It was like somebody kicked me in my chest. I said, what?
Man.
After all these years, he's bragging now? And then I made the TikTok. Half my comments were, girl, you need a ring light. That's how dark it was. That's to tell you, I wasn't setting up like, oh, let me go make a TikTok because I want to be famous and be clout chasing. No, I'm 53. 54 now. My birthday just passed. I'm tired of you people on the thing. She wanted clout. She's chasing clout for what? What am I gonna do with it? You could pay Georgia Power.
Imagine you talking about you're the woman that this happened to, and someone says you need a ring light. This is where we're at in the world, man. This is where we're at. I guess you have your whole freedom of speech, but man, I feel like some of the stuff that people say, like there needs to be some type of consequences or just something when they comment on platforms. Like you shouldn't be able just to, especially when there's truth behind these things. If somebody that happens to that person and someone has some type of negative comment to say, like, get off the platform, man. Like, this is someone's life you're talking about, man. Like all these trolls out there. Because again, if it happens to someone they love, it's sickening, man. It really is.
Clout? Can you pay the gas bill with clout? Do they take clout when you're paying your insurance bill? Because tell me where they take clout, and then I will use it. But until then, clout don't value nothing but people whose priorities are all effed up. That's what clout can be used for. It can't be used for nothing in the real world. Nothing.
Spitting facts, man.
I don't have time to worry about clout. I have to worry about my sanity, about speaking truth to power, about telling my story. If your lies intersect with my truth, too bad for you. I am not a thug. I am not a criminal. I don't live in the street. I ain't into thug life, so I'm nobody's snitch. I'm a grown woman telling what happened to me. And I'm always do that. If your lie intersects with my truth, too bad for you. Too bad for you. I'm not concerned. I'm going to do what my mama and grandmama taught me. God rest my grandmother's soul. I'm going to do what she taught me. And all these people that project this whole, oh, she just want clout. She's a thief. She want money. Listen, my grandmother, God rest her soul, her favorite scripture was, so as a man thinketh, so is he. If every time somebody tells their story and you think they lying, it's because you a liar. If every time something happens and somebody gets compensated, if you think everybody's a thief, it's because you're a thief. If you think everybody's a thought or a hoe, it's because that's what you are. And you're projecting your crap onto me. Save it. Don't project your stuff onto me. Because you see this righteous breastplate of righteousness I wear, it can't penetrate. So save it. If it would have penetrated, it would have happened 24 years ago and I'd be out of here. I'd be a dusty picture on a shelf and my kids will be telling you a story. But that ain't happened. I got on a breastplate of righteousness. My birthday is June 12th. I tell everybody, one day the Most High told me, read every scripture that coincides with your birthday. I read Ephesians 6:12. It said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities of darkness and evilness and wickedness in high places. It's the sum total of my existence and this case. I wrestle not against flesh and blood. These principalities of darkness that's on that man, because you can't call it nothing else. That's a spirit of wickedness and evil.
She is spitting.
And I am the person charged with speaking truth to power and fighting back. I'm not going to cower in a corner like a coward and tuck my tail and be scared to speak. I've always been outspoken. God put this in me and I'm going to be that. And I don't care what anybody thinks. What anybody in that world thinks of me is not my business. That's your business. Take that to the altar. It's above me. Take it to the altar.
Yeah, I feel you. So I want to backtrack, right? Scar, he's the one that got into it with Diddy, right? Before the shooting. And you said that he ended up dead?
He ended up dead eventually, yeah, a few years ago. It's probably been, can't remember exactly, maybe 8 or 10 years now. Probably 8 years. He passed away. I actually flew home to his funeral because, like I said, he was a friend of mine. He lived across the street. His mom lived across the street from one of my beauty salons. And he and I were friends. And I wanted to pay my respects because we had all our lives intersected in this unique, weird circumstance and anomaly. And I felt like it was my duty to go pay my respects. And I'm not big on funerals, but for him, I wanted to go pay my respect.
I hate funerals, man.
So Scar is the person that Puffy and them got into the argument with that night in the club that created this whole powder keg.
Hey, man. Again, it's another video I'm going to check out from her. But for all the people who, like, and stuff continue to come out, and for all the people who were doubting these stories, man, it's one thing to be like, I don't know if this is true. But some people be like, man, like she was saying, these people are clout chasers. This is this, it's that. And then this stuff comes out to be true. Like, I'm just ready for all of this to, like, for the real consequences to start. That's what I'm ready for. It's again how she said Diddy with the power, and he, you know, working with powerful people that could possibly keep him out of jail, man. That's scary. That is scary, man. But hey, appreciate you guys coming over. I'm gonna check out this other video from them with her, the interview. But yeah. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. Peace out.